Adverbs of degree. What are they? Look at this. Adverbs of degree tell us about the intensity of something. Adverbs of degree are usually placed before the adjective, adverb, or verb that they modify, although there are some exceptions. The words to, enough, very, and extremely are examples of adverbs of degree. Okay, in this chart we have some adverbs of degree, the way they modify the adjective, verb, or adverb, and the example. Extremely, quite, just, almost, very, too, enough. Okay, extremely. It modifies an adjective. The weather was extremely cold. Quite. Adjective. It modifies an adjective. The book is quite interesting. Adverb of degree just. It modifies a verb. Sunny is just leaving. Almost. Modifying a verb. She almost finishes. Adverb of degree very. Modifying an adverb. Monkey runs very fast. In this case, monkey is not the animal because it's not the same spelling. Monkey is a friend of mine. 2. Adverb of degree modifying an adverb, another adverb. You are walking too slowly. Enough, modifying an adverb. Monkey runs fast enough. If you see, sometimes we use these adverbs but we don't notice. Now in this lesson we cannot difference between all day, when to use him, how to use him, the order, and how they change the meaning of the sentence. Enough. Usage of enough. Enough can be used as both an adverb or as a determiner. Enough as an adverb. Enough as an adverb meaning to the necessary degree. Goes after the adjective or adverb that is modifying. For example, is your tea hot enough? Adjective and adverb enough. This flat isn't big enough. Adjective and adverb enough. What does it mean? That maybe the flat is not bigger as I wanted, maybe. Gustavo didn't work hard enough. Adjective and adverb. I got here early enough. Okay, maybe the time to arrive to a certain place was at 7 a.m. But I arrived at 6 a.m. So I got here early enough with anticipation. Enough is often followed by to plus the infinitive. Gustavo didn't work hard enough to pass the exam. Okay, the reason why he didn't work hard enough was to pass the exam. That is why. Is your tea hot enough? Why do you ask? Oh, to drink. Is your tea hot enough to drink? I just want to know. Maybe we can call it something like that. Well, that is the purpose, to give a reason. She is not old enough to get married. Okay, maybe she is 23. She is not old enough. She needs to be older. And the last, I got here early enough to sign up. Okay, maybe again I repeat, the purpose to get on time to arrive to a place with anticipation was to sign up. Now this is different. Enough, well, not that different. Enough can also be followed by for someone or for something. In other words, for a noun. Her dress was big enough for me. He's not experienced enough for this job. What does it mean? For example, in this case, he's not experienced enough for this job. That she has not experience. Or sorry, she has not experience. She doesn't have the experience necessary to get that job. Is the tea hot enough for you? Okay, maybe for me it's enough, but maybe for my grandmother is very hot. He didn't work hard enough for a promotion. Okay, maybe Gustavo didn't work hard enough for a promotion. He needed to work harder. Enough as a determiner. Enough as a determiner meaning as much as necessary or as many as necessary. Goes before the noun it modifies. It is used with countable nouns in the plural and with uncountable nouns. What is it? We have enough bread. I am determining the noun. Is it countable or uncountable? Well, in this case, this is uncountable. You have enough bread. You have enough children. Is it countable or uncountable? Yeah, this is countable. Well, if you refer to your children, that is countable. But that is, you are determining the quantity. They don't have enough food. I don't have enough apples. You see, it's very simple. It was from previous lessons from the quantifiers. Now, this is different. Well, something like that. Usage of to. To is always an adverb, but it has two distinct meanings, each with its own usage patterns. Where can we use it? Maybe we can use it to say also, excessively, or to plus infinitive, or to plus something or someone. To meaning also. I want to go swimming too, if you let me come. Okay, maybe you and your friends go swimming, and I also want to go. So I can use this adverb to say the same. To say that I want to go. I want to go swimming too. Can I have a grapefruit too? This is a grapefruit. So maybe your grandmother is giving grapefruit, and I want some of them. So I say, can I have a grapefruit too? I also want to be shared. Is this gift for me too? What it means? Am I sharing the gift with my brother or something like that? I am not going to clean your room too. Okay, maybe my parents told my siblings, hey, you're gonna clean my room, and I say, no, not me. That is another way to use to. Now let's change the topic. To meaning excessively. Excessively. To as an adverb meaning excessively goes before the adjective or adverb it modifies. It can be used in both affirmative and negative sentences. The tea is too hot. The tea is excessively hot. He works too hard. He works excessively hard. Isn't she too young? Isn't she excessively young? I am not too short. I am not excessively short. Okay, for example, in the last, for example, Jorge Campos, the goalkeeper. Some people said that he was too short, but what he was too short to be a goalkeeper. But he could say, well, we can say that he wasn't too short due to the job he did in the past. That is just an example. Two. Two is often followed by two plus the infinitive. And what is it? It's like the previous one of the enough. It's similar. It's just giving a reason. The tea was too hot to drink. I mean, why do you want to know if it is hot? Oh, because I won't drink it. You are too young to have children. Now maybe you are 21 and you already want to have a child. And your mother says, no, you are too young to have a children, or to have children, or to have a child. I am not too tired to go out tonight. Maybe I worked all day, but you say, oh, I still feel with energy, so I can hang out just a couple of hours. Don't you work too hard to have any free time? Too hard. If you pay attention right here, we have too, then the adjective, then too plus infinitive. Too, the adjective, too plus infinitive. Too, adjective, infinitive. Too, adjective, well in this case adverb, infinitive. That is the way we need to use it. To can also be followed by for someone or for something. The tea was too hot for me. Excessively hot. But the object is me. The dress was too small for her. The object is she. In this case, her. He's not too old for this job. Sally's not too slow for her team. Now again, the same. To and the adjective. To, adjective. To, adjective. To, adjective. Then the noun for someone or for something. For me, for her, for this job, for our team. It's not that difficult. Now this is kind of different. The usage of very. This is a very common word we use all time, but I'm pretty sure that maybe you didn't know it was an adverb. Very goes before an adverb or adjective to make it stronger. The girl was very beautiful. I can say the girl was beautiful, but if I want to put emphasis on the sentence or maybe on her beauty, I can say the girl was very beautiful. The house is very expensive. Very expensive. I meant that the price is. I mean that the house has a high price. It cost a lot. He worked very quickly. Putting emphasis on the adverb. How hard they worked. Oh, very quickly. She runs very fast. Describing it, putting emphasis. Now, difference in meaning between very and to. There is a big difference in meaning between to and very. Very express a fact, while to suggests there is a problem. For example, he speaks very quickly. That is a fact. But if I have problem, I can say, he speaks too quickly for me to understand. I cannot get what he says, because he speaks too quickly. It's very hot outside. That is a fact. Well, 2 or 3 days ago, it was very hot outside. That was a fact. But if I have a problem with that, I can say that it is too hot outside to go for a walk. Yeah, for real, nobody wanted to go out because it was very hot. Other adverbs use it like very. Some common adverbs are used in the same way as very to heighten the degree of adjectives and adverbs, expressing very strong feelings. Extremely, terribly, amazingly, wonderfully, insanely. For example, the book was amazingly interesting. What book? For example, The Bible. I think there's a pronunciation. Or the, I don't know, whatever book. Or one book from Harry Potter. You know, the book was amazingly interesting. It's the same if I say the book was very interesting. Now again, Adele sang wonderfully well. Adele sang very well. The same. The lecture was terribly boring. The lecture was very boring. It is the same. Expressing strong feelings, not as strong as the previous ones. Especially, particularly, commonly, initially, remarkably, quiet. The book was particularly interesting. Maybe I can say that the book was very interesting, but just particularly. It's another way to use it. Adele sang unusually well. The lecture was quite boring. Another way to say. Now, expressing somewhat doubtful feelings, like pretty, rather, fairly, not especially, not particularly. For example, the book was fairly interesting. Adele sang pretty well. The lecture was rather boring. What is it? If you say we use this adverb for other purposes, but in this case it's just to say very. The lecture was very boring. Adele sang very well. It's the same, but not with that emphasis as the others. Okay, if you have questions with this, just let me know in the comments or in the meeting that we are going to have in a moment. You can tell me. So study hard, just do it.